Okay, students, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Can you see the slide? Okay. Today we are going to study about the basic. So sorry for last a minute. Last few days I was unable to come to your class. So I will complete the portion. We can have online classes evening times and we can complete the portion. Today maximum I will the maximum I will try to complete today's. Okay, now we can study about the basic organization of a computer, a very important question in first module. So we all know computer, it comprises of software and hardware components. What is hardware component? The physical part of the computer, we call it as the hardware component. What is the software? It is a set of instructions that we give to the computer. The computer will act according to the instruction we are giving. That is the software. Okay, so software is a set of instruction or program that are necessary for the functioning of a computer. When we see about the basic organization of the computer, this is the diagram. It is not clear. Is it clear? Can you see the slide? Okay, now this is the basic hardware component of a computer. Okay, basic organization, how a computer is arranged. Okay, so a CPU is there. See, first of all, we can see the CPU. CPU means central processing unit. So here it has two units. Central processing unit, it is classified into two units. First is the arithmetic logic unit, control unit. Arithmetic logical unit. Then when we see outside CPU, we can see a input media, input unit, memory unit, output media. The input medias, the keyboard, then the mouse, whatever through which we are inserting the data. Okay, whatever things through which we are inserting the data, that we call it as the input media. It all goes to the input unit. Okay, from the input unit, the data are stored in the memory unit. Okay, the memory unit, when we say about the memory unit, there is an internal memory unit and an external storage unit. External storage unit, we can say the pen drives, then the CD-ROM, then floppy disk. These are the external storage unit. We call it as the secondary storage unit also, devices. So after from this, the data is stored in the memory unit. So whatever data needed for doing the arithmetic and logical calculation is sent to the arithmetic unit. The data are again sent to the after processing the data, the processed data is again sent to the memory unit. Okay, from the memory unit, it is transferred to the output unit, and from the output unit, it is transferred to the output media. Output media means monitor. Okay, printers. The output media, we call it as monitors, printers, scanner, everything, through which the user receives the output, that we call it as the output media. Okay, so the dashed line, we can see that is called as the control instruction to the units. Okay, so the minute dashed line, that are the control instruction to each and every unit. The control unit, it controls overall activities of the computer organization. Okay, so this dashed line, see, there are two different dashed line. One is very minute dashed line, another one is this dashed line. So this is the instruction to the control unit. Once the memory receives data, it sends instruction to control unit that I have received the data. Okay, this is the functional basic organization of a computer. Are you okay with this? If you want, if you cannot understand, once again I can repeat. Did you understand the basic organization of a computer? Okay. Now we can study each and everything. First of all, what is the hardware? The hardware, you know, all the physical things what we see, that is the hardware. Software we cannot see. It is a set of instructions. So whatever thing we see in a computer, that is called as the hardware. The hardware includes input devices, processor, output devices, memory. These are the hardwares we use in a computer. So input devices, you know, keyboard, mouse, scanner, okay. So processor, now we can study detailing about the processor. So already we know CPU means what? Central processing unit. It has two units, arithmetic logical units and control unit. So control unit, what it does, it stores the instruction, okay, which specifies which what operation the computer should perform. That will be given. That instructions will be given through the control unit. Okay, it transfers the data and instruction to the arithmetic logical unit for the arithmetic operation. So this is the function of a control unit. What it will do, it stores the instruction, then it specifies what operation should be done by the computer at that particular time. Then it transfers the data and instruction to the arithmetic logical unit for data processing. Okay. Then ALU, you all know what is ALU, arithmetic logical unit. This is the unit which performs the arithmetic and logical operations on the once the data is received by the arithmetic and logical unit, it does the arithmetic and logical operation, and it will be stored in the CPU registers. There are, on that day itself in class I explained, CPU has many registers for storing intermediate data processed by the ALU. Okay, so the intermediate data are stored in the registers which is located in the CPU. This is the processor. Okay, this is about the processor. Next one, the important thing what we have to know is motherboard. Okay, have you all? I think you have all heard about the motherboard. All the equipments in the computer hardwares, the chips, everything are integrated in the motherboard. Okay, so the motherboard is a device used to connect CPU with the input and output device. All the input equipments, output equipments, CPU, then what memory units, the Intel chips, processors, everything is integrated in a motherboard. Okay, so this is the device. It is used to connect CPU with the input and output devices. The components of the motherboard are connected to all the parts of the computer. See, the components of motherboard. First is the buses. Okay, first one is the bus. So it is the electrical pathway. We know for transferring a data from one part of the computer to another part of the computer, it need a connection. That connection, wired connection, is called as the buses in computer. Okay, it has three things: data bus, address. Two things. Okay, one is data bus, one is the address bus, another is the control bus. Okay, so data bus, what it will do? See here, data bus is the 1 minute. Data bus, it transfers data among microprocessor, memory, and input-output devices. Then it has an address bus. What it will do? It will carry memory address. Okay, see, it connect among the microprocessor, RAM, ROM to transfer address of RAM, ROM location. It transfers the address of the RAM, ROM location. That's all about the buses. Next one, these activities are systematic. Okay, it has a system clock to do in a particular clock cycle. This activity will performed in a particular activity in a particular time cycle. Okay, that is it has a system clock. It is a clock used to synchronizing the activity performed by the computer. Okay, it is an electrical signal that is passed inside the computer is timed based on the tick of the clock. One tick has an up and one tick has an up and down. Down pulses like thing. I will show you using diagram in the next class. Okay. For see, when the system clock is fast, the processor speed is also fast. When the system clock is slow, the process speed is also slow. So there is a clock for synchronizing the activity performed by the computer. Okay, that is called as the system clock. Next one is the microprocessor. What is a microprocessor? Microprocessor, it performs the processing and control activities performed. The each and every a processor has each and many minute activities. The minute activities we call it as the microprocessor. In a processor, there are many minute activities. Each and every minute activity we call it as microprocessor. Performs the processing and control activities performed by different parts of the computer. It is plugged to the CPU socket placed on the motherboard. Okay. CPU socket, it is microprocessor placed on the CPU socket, placed which is integrated inside the motherboard. Then ROM. What is a ROM? It is a chip. Okay, it is a chip that contains permanent memory. Okay, it stores the data permanently. Information can be stored here permanently. User cannot modified by the end user. So inside it permanently, the chip contains permanent memory. Okay, that stores information. RAM is the primary memory of the computer. It is a chip that is connected to the RAM slots of the motherboard. Everything I already told you, everything RAM, ROM, then this processor, microprocessor, system clock, then buses, then everything are integrated inside a motherboard. This is the primary memory of the RAM is the primary memory of the computer. Okay. Then we are going to study about the output devices. So you all know what is output devices. The data processed by the CPU is made available to the end user through the output devices. Monitor, printer, speaker, plotter, scanner. This everything we call it as the output devices. The next one is the memory management. It is a very important thing. See which one we are studying. This diagram we are studying in depth. Okay. So input, output, see, input, output, then arithmetic, logical unit, control unit, everything we study. Now we are going to study about the memory unit. The memory unit of the computer is used to store what? Data. Okay. So the memory unit of the computer, it stores the data, then it stores the instruction for processing data, it stores intermediate results, it stores the final processed information. Okay, so storing purpose, we are using the memory unit is used only for storing purpose. Here the memory unit, it is divided into two. It is classified into two, primary memory as well as secondary memory. First we can study about the primary memory. Can you follow me? I am going fast. Am I going fast? Can you follow me? Dear students, I will send the video as well as PPT, okay? I will send today itself, I will send the video as well as the PPT for learning. Okay. Now we can study about the primary memory. So primary memory is nothing but it is a built-in unit of it is present inside the computer, the primary memory, okay? It represents a set of location which occupies 8-bit. I told you each and every location it occupies how much? 8-bit. Okay, 8-bit means 8-bit means 8 types of bit which carries zeros or each bit carries zeros or 1. Okay, each bit in memory is each bit, see, each and every bit in the memory is identified by a unique address. So each cell has 8-bit, each bit has its own unique address. Okay, not a cell or a word has a unique address. Each and every bit has a unique address. The data is stored in the machine, see, machine understandable binary form in the memory location, zeros and ones. Binary form means you know zeros and ones. Machine, that is the machine understandable language. Then the primary memories are ROM, RAM, cache memory. These three things I have already told you in class. The RAM, ROM, cache memory. So RAM, random read-only memory, random access memory, these two. Then cache. The earliest slide we studied about ROM and RAM. Now, what is cache memory? It is used to store the data that are lost processed by the CPU. The processor first, what it will do, searches data. It won't directly go to the memory, main memory, for searching the data. First of all, the processor will search the data from the cache memory. Then only it will go for RAM. Okay, that's all. The cache memory is either soldered into the main motherboard, or it is a part of the RAM. Okay, so it is also some cache memory are integrated in the motherboard. Some are a part of RAM. So these are about the primary memory. Then we can go for secondary memory. So what is secondary memory? It represents the external storage. For example, the well-known external storage is that CD. CD, then well-known as pen drives. Okay, so now cloud storage, everything is available. There is all we call it as external. That is the secondary memory. Okay, so they represent the secondary storage devices that are connected to the computer. First, there are three different things: magnetic storage device, optimal storage device, magneto-optimal storage device. Three different external storage memory. Okay. First of all, magnetic storage device that stores information that can be read and erased, and that floppy disk, hard disk, then magnetic tapes. These are the magnetic storage devices. First magnetic storage device. Then the next one is the optimal storage devices, that is CD DVD. So it is a disk, a small disk shaped, round shape material, okay, object which used to store the data through flashlights. Okay, that is the optimal storage device. It used to store, read and write data through the flashlights. Okay, it has a separate compartment in the processor to do the read write using CD and DVDs. Okay. The next is the magneto-optimal storage devices. If you want to store a large programs or files and backup data, these type of large storage devices are used. They are used to store, these magneto-optimal storage devices are used for storing large programs, files and backup data. Next, we are going to study about the. So, dear students, are you able to follow me? Okay. Next, we can study about the softwares. Types of softwares. There are software is identified as a computer. We all know software is a computer program. It is an instruction which makes the computer to perform some task. Okay, it uses some hardware components for. It uses all the hardware components for doing the task. Okay, so the software types of through this I will conclude the class. Okay, the remaining next online class Tuesday evening. Tomorrow evening I will arrange an online class. In that, or tomorrow we are having 7th hour class, isn't it? Somebody answer me. Tomorrow we are having 7th hour again. Tomorrow is a holiday, but are you willing to join online class? You can message me. Okay, tomorrow we can have an online class so that we can complete the classes. Okay, thank you, students. Thank you. So there are types of software. There are two different types of softwares. We all know, that is the system software, application software. On that class itself, I during the offline class, I told you system software is inbuilt software which is used to process application software. Which is used to process application software. What is application software? What all the softwares we are working with? For example, Word, Excel, PPT. Then what are the softwares we are operating? User manipulation. whatever is software user can manipulate, that software is called as application software. The application software is processed by the system software inside the computer. So when we are typing, when we are going for C programming, so C programming should be compiled, then it should be linked with all the libraries. Then what it will do, it must give, it must be translated into a machine understandable languages. Everything is done by the system software. Okay, so this is the diagram. So first of all, user interacts with the application software. The application software are processed by the system software, and this system software uses with the help of, it performs the operation with the help of the hardware. Okay, so this is the relationship between hardware, software, and users. So user interacts with the computer through the application software. The application softwares are processed by the system software inside the computer. The system software functions are handled by the hardwares. Okay, so we can wind up this class. Okay, dear students, tomorrow, are you willing to come for online class, because tomorrow is a holiday? If you are willing, you can. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Then shall we wind up this class? Did you understand this class? Okay, you can leave the class. Thank you so much.